What's up, guys, and welcome to the next episode of the RX7 build series. In today's episode, I'll be installing the amp, the door speakers, the rear speakers, and the tweeters. You already saw the battery relocation to the trunk. That's what makes this very easy to wire. I'll show you a couple tips and tricks on how to get around running wires through the doors, or rather through the grommets to get to the doors from the cabin. You might notice that there's an intercooler in here and some new pipes and stuff that are back from powder coating. Everything is back from powder coat, but this is your little sneak peek. This is all you're gonna get until next week, until you see it all installed, or rather it going to be installed. That's gonna be a video for itself. I am mega stoked to show you what that looks like, because it looks great. So today, let's go through. I got a set of 6.5-inch Polk door speakers, and this bracket, which you can buy on Amazon, super easy, just takes the place of the OEM speakers. These are the rear speakers, also Amazon, great. JP3 Motorsports went ahead and sent us some rear speaker brackets for, these are 6x8s. Show you how that goes in. First, I'm just gonna wire them, so we're gonna do that today. And then I've got some tweeters that will also make their way onto here. Not a great spot. I might do something a little more permanent in the door later on. But for now, I'm going to house it on the actual door speaker. And then the crossover is going to get housed right there. So let me show you how that goes. Let's get into it. So I wired the amp in. I used some DEI wrap and wrapped it the entire way through. About 6 foot of wire. And then power ground, right, obviously, to the amp coming from dead on the power ground of the battery.
In some ways I'm truly different. In some way I kept my soul. I got time if you want me to freeze up. I'm new now, I found the flow. I'ma need you to keep up. Not slowing down anymore. What you want, don't ever call me a side. You know what I want.
So now that we're here, I have to run this guy and this guy up to the radio, which I'm going to pull the center console out by pulling off the shift knob and then pulling off the middle section right here. I'll show you that in a second. And then now I'm going to put the 6.5-inch speakers in place right on the door here. It goes like that. Get that on. Then I got a couple screws right there to get that in. Then I'm going to install the crossover right there. Obviously the cap goes on there. We're just messing with the modes a hair. Put it on the +3 decibel mode. 100 told me to do that. I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to audio. Other than install and wire. But the quick tip that I wanted to show you is I went ahead and this is the original factory wire. Went to a 4-pin connector that went straight to the speakers, which are factory like 3.5 inches. They were a speaker and sub together, and tweeter, whole deal is cool. Bose, whatever. But I couldn't just use those wires for this thing because it just didn't sound right. So I went ahead and I didn't want to run wire. I started looking into what it takes, which is quite extensive, trying to get wire through that loom. Very small amount of space. So I went ahead and took the ground wires, both ground wires, and just cut them off here and stripped them. And then did the same up here on this side. So I went ahead and I threw the ground cable from the power probe up there, and that indicates continuity. So I just got to splice to that wire and drop wire that to the amp here, and then do the same with the other wire that's there. Power and ground. Easy. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm just going to splice from up here into the amp rather than, running wire through the door. It's an easier way, and the wire is continuity, so let's just hope it's all good. So we'll see. I'm gonna wire that now.
Trying to make you match. Hey, yo, excuse me, please don't confuse me. Liquid in my cup, I keep it juicy.
I used to be like that way back then. I was way back then. I had bricks back then. On the hip, in case the obstacle. My homie Tommy always had the hook up. You
me what you want, don't ever call me a side. You know what I want, girl, I'm trying to make you my chick. Hey, yo, excuse me, please don't confuse me. Liquid in my cup, I keep it juicy.
Alright, we are in progress. I ran the wire from up top underneath the dash all the way up and onto here. So that's where that sets. Then I have these two wires that are going to run up underneath there. I'm going to pull that up nicely here in a second. But I did want to show you a quick little thing is when I'm going in and taking off these panels, I'm actually using this nice little deal, and I'm popping it out with this because it's nice and plastic and it won't scratch it in the area, in like little holes, while I'm pushing it out, and it's helping a ton. So let me get that out now.
1 day later.
I did some thinking today, and the JVC unit, which is this guy that was in the car, it's fine. It's period correct. It gets the job done, but I'm not really, you know, too attached to it. I've kind of wanted to try this for a little bit. I've seen it a little while ago. I'm probably alone in this, but I like single DINs in this car a little bit better, meaning this size with the cubby below. I know the cubby's kind of useless. A lot of people say that. I just think that the big screen in the middle of the dash takes away from the retroness of the FD. So I wanted to run a single DIN. So I stopped by Walmart and I grabbed this on a whim. I don't know if it's going to work. We're going to try it out. Maybe we'll see if we can see the difference between the two, but let's check it out. So this is the product. It's a power acoustic single DIN. You can get it at Walmart. It's 140 bucks. Not bad at all. And it fits in the exact location as the JVC. So just ripping that apart. You can see that's kind of the difference between the two. That's way nicer. So, and I can run CarPlay with that, and that way I don't have to buy a mount for this thing. Like, you know, mounts can get expensive on this thing, and this just makes it simple. It's got a USB-C port for charging. Let's try it. So, let's get installing. Let me show you what we're gonna do. All right, guys, so we've got it wired up at this point. Hunter is in the car. He's fucking killing it. We got Kenny over here. Kenny, say hi. Hi. You're a little, oh, there he is. You're in focus now. Kenny's S2K's right there. It's pretty sick. Look, it's on some T37Vs. Woo! And then Hunter's Sweet Daily. Is it M340, right? Yeah. Nice. All right, so back into it. I didn't film the process on this one just because, you know, we're kind of in it. Forgive the look of this right now. It's a bit haggard. It's a bit ragged.
But it's playing.
Yeah. So check this thing out, man. I was really, you know, I didn't know if this was gonna work. I also didn't know, like, we were back and forth. Most of the actual, like, single DINs that are the size, or at least like Apple CarPlay single DINs, actually overfill and go above in the actual like mount, and they kind of overspill onto the rest of the interior, and it looks a little funky. So, I mean, this is a true single DIN. I mean, Hunter, are you impressed?
I am actually.
Hunter is a sound guy, so I'm happy to hear that. So we've got the amp all set up. We have the so this wire, that was the trigger wire, right? Yep. So trigger wire is going to the single DIN, and then 2 sets of RCAs, which you have right here. Hunter set that up completely. And then tomorrow or whenever we actually have that door and that speaker and this speaker, Hunter's going to tune it. What that means, I have zero clue. I have no idea how you so we'll have a tuned sound system, man. I'm gonna say that. But no, this thing's coming out great. This looks great. Let me finish up mounting this all, and then I'll kind of show you guys what it's like and give you a little bit of interface like review. But here, you wanna jam it for a second?
Sure.
We have one door that's wired up. Oh, it's a good song, actually. Whoa, that's loud. Oh, that goes across the entire way. Damn! This is kind of slick.
Yeah,
dude, this is just...
Yo, listen, hyperactive, letting them run their guns.
Let's go! Dude, for one
speaker.
speaker, exactly. Okay, I'm impressed. So now, next is the JP3 rear mounts are going to go here. I'm going to take this apart. This will probably happen tomorrow. JP3 speakers, or JP3 brackets with some Amazon 6x8s that are 50 bucks. See how they sound. The Polks are obviously the star of the show here. These are nice 6.5-inch speakers. But other than that, rear speakers, I got to put that other speaker, wire that other speaker in. And you guys saw how I did it on this side, so I'm not really going to show you how to do that. I'm just going to finish it up and show you what it looks like done. So let me get that done, and I will update you guys in a second. Thank you, Hunter.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right, guys, I saved you the pains of watching the RX7 interior go together and listening to that awful noises of cracking plastics. So let's show you what it looks like. So in the dash, that's kind of what it looks like, all plumbed up. And boy, I'm really liking the look of that. It is looking great. So let me show you what it looks like when it powers up. All right, so this is kind of how the interface looks. We'll go a little more in depth here in a second. Okay, guys, it is the next day. Finally got the RX7 figured out. I'll show you exactly what we did to get there. But first, Hunter is over here and he's tuning the amp. And something really cool about this head unit that, you know, this is not like the most quality head unit in the world. It's $140 at Walmart. So we wanted to see like, I mean, it's perfect that it's a single DIN and actually fits, you know, in there, and you can have Apple CarPlay and all that. But, you know, hearing this is really cool, and I thought you guys would think it's cool too. So, Hunter?
Okay. Cool. What's up, guys? Hunter. So I used to work at an audio shop back in Florida. I've worked there for like a year or so. So I do installs like really all day, every day. And I'm tuning Henry's radio right now. Like you said, it's not really the most expensive unit. I've worked a lot with like Alpine, Pioneer, Kenwood, you know, like big name brands. And something that's really weird about this one is that it's actually putting out clean output full volume. Most of them clip around like, you know, 80% volume, but this one, like, it's maxed out and no flat wave. So that's just something very surprising.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm happy to hear that, honestly. So, well, let's move on.
Yeah, let's do it.
So while Hunter's tuning that, I want to show you guys what was the hang up and what caused me not to have my video out on Friday. So if you take a look here, this is our passenger door speaker. And these are the pre-existing wires that I jumped off of. So I took originally this orange and black wire, which was the original ground. And I used the original red and black wire, which was the original power. That wire works fine. This wire ended up being our trouble child. We just couldn't get, I mean, up until here, we had full continuity, but through the door, there was just some issues with using this wire. On the way back in, there's actually two of these exact same wires, so I think it just bridged into two. Also, you know, I was able to touch this and try to get continuity on the other side, but since continuity to ground works with any ground, it was showing me any ground wire is this same wire. And I think that might have been our issue, but anyway, to omit all of those possible BS stuff, I ended up using this white wire right here for the ground, which is the original speaker wire. And I jumped off of, here, let me. So the wires that we used are both the red and black wire, which is this one, which came down the bottom side of this harness. It goes this way. The white wire actually goes up. So the white wire is actually in a loomed harness with the red wire. It's a white sheathed wire, and you can kind of see that here. It goes up in there. So yeah, that's where that goes up into. That goes up on the top of the dash, so you'll actually see that the loom splits into two. You'll have to go into that top loom to get to that one, and then you can go ahead and pull the white wire, jump off that, and then use that as your bridge to get to the door. I really didn't want to run wire through the door because it's just awful looking in there. So I'm happy with this. It's safe, it's gonna be good. So I'm gonna clean this up right now so I can put this all away and then I can put the door on. But yeah, we're all in jamming in shape. I'm gonna tuck these all aside and make this all nice again while Hunter makes this sound good. But yeah, okay, on it. And on the side of that, I want to show you the JP3 brackets for the rear speakers. I ended up using the 6x8s, and man, they look good. They're fully installed, working, all that. I actually ended up having a wire that straight up was brand new and had zero continuity through it. I have it at work trying to see exactly what went wrong with it, but we'll come back to that later. Weird stuff on that front. But yeah, the rear speakers, the brackets fit perfect, come with all the hardware. JP3, you kicked ass again. So thank you for that. So yeah, I'm gonna get these all plumbed up. I have the side panels coming from New York right now, so I can put that in, but that'll be last. But let's put this back together and then I'll show you guys what it sounds like. All right guys, what's up? The RX7 wiring is freaking finished. The seat's in, everything sounds perfect. Let's go take a look. Waiting on the HKS carpet so I can cover this up, but that's all nice in place like I showed you before. But look at that. Amp is covered, it's nice and set up under there. I had to do the rears first and then pick it forward so that I could fit it under the little pocket in the front. But here you can see. we're in the car now. And then hit this door quick. So we're in here, and let's see what song I can play that you guys will actually be able to listen to. But check out the interface while I do that. Cool. Read my numbers and stuff. Anyway, I'll probably get copyrighted for that, so whether you heard that or not, let's go. It sounds incredible. You got to hear this thing in person. There's no other way to describe it. I'm so stoked. So yeah, that is how that interface looks. It's, you know, it's pretty quick. It's not super slow. It's got great quality in terms of like audio, and I can run my maps on it. I mean, that's the coolest part, is like, I want to be able to drive 5 hours and not have to look at my phone the whole time. So I'm gonna go to my, okay, yeah, I'd like to go to work. Take me to work. Great, that's awesome. I'll follow that. I'll see you at work. But like, come on, that's epic. Epic. All right, guys, 100% buy that. Buy the JP3 rear brackets. That makes things 100 times easier. Get those Amazon inserts for the 6.5-inch speakers. The Polk audio is great. Put the tweeters in the door, where the speakers go. Great. Wiring wasn't too bad. Took a little bit of trial and error here and there. Some snags like non-continuous brand new wire, stuff like that. But man, we're here. FD interiors are also super scary to take plastics out of, but we're back. It's back together, and I'm pretty stoked. Just waiting on these little side panels to put these pieces in when it goes back to New York. But yeah, next let's go ahead and jump into doing the engine stuff, getting the Pettit intercooler in this car. So that'll be up next week. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being patient. I'm also going to go finish the IS right now, so that'll be a separate video. See ya.